Hey everyone, I'm EBN, and I'm here to explain a game called Webdiplomacy. Now, Webdiplomacy is online. It's actually pretty popular. I'm not sure how popular, but it's a pretty popular turn-based strategy game. It's a game with phases, turns, all that, but let's not get into that right now. Let's get into the rules, then I'll teach you about the phases and all. Okay, first of all, there's your units and the build centers. Build centers are little black dots that you're going to see on the map. Located here, here, here. You'll see them all over the place. And the more build centers you have, the more army and fleets you can produce. Armies can only move on land, fleets can only move on coastal areas, the seas, and help convoy moves. I'll teach you about that later throughout the video. Now here's the moves that you can do. There's the hold, where you can just stay in a country or place, and then there's the move. Pretty basic, nothing special about it. Okay, now we get into the fun stuff. Support moving, support holding. Support is what diplomacy is all about, pretty much. In order to conquer another enemy, you need to support move. When you have an army attack another army or fleet, it won't work. It won't succeed unless you have support move. And if he has support move, he needs support hold, or else you're never going to hold out. The way it works is, to basically sum it all up, if you have one more support, then they do support hold. You know, you have one more support move and they have 0 support holds, then you win. I don't think I explained that right. Okay, here's the convoying. You can have 2 fleets, or just one, it doesn't matter. You can have a fleet convoy an army. The army from Venice is going through the Adriatic and Ionian Sea to Tunis because they are helping them convoy. Here's the basic rules. When an army just attacks a normal army without any support, nothing's gonna happen. He's just gonna fail the attack. And neither army or fleet gets into the plate to a territory when they both move there without any support hold or any support moves. It's just gonna bump it. Now, let's get more detail into support moving. Sorry, I probably didn't explain it better before, but the only way to win a battle is support moving a unit with another unit, using a yellow support move order. The yellow line signifies that he is support moving. And support can be given to hold units with a green support hold order to prevent support move orders. So Tuscany support moving from Venice to Rome in the top picture, he conquers it. But since in the bottom picture Tyrian Sea is support holding Rome, it fails. Now, let's get into number of support moving and blocking support. In the top left picture, we got Tyrolia and Piedmont support moving into Venice from Trieste. Rome is support holding that Venice, true, but since there are 2 support moves and 1 support hold, Trieste takes over Venice. But in the right picture, as you can see, Piedmont and Tyrolia are support moving into Venice from Trieste, but Venice is support held by two forces, so it fails. Now we're going to go into cutting support. Naturally, Piedmont and Tyrolia supported Trieste into Venice, voila. But Munich can always attack Tyrolia, and that would therefore cut Tyrolia's support. So it only acts as if Piedmont support moved Trieste into Venice, which the supports are even, so the defense wins. It works both ways, too. Tyrian Sea cuts off Rome's support as well as Munich cutting off Tyrolia's, so the attack succeeds. And that's pretty much the general rules. Okay, now before I go to the maps, let me explain the turn phases a little bit. Now, there are turn phases. There are spring, autumn, build, retreat, and I think actually those are the only 4. Yeah. Spring is basically 1 out of 2 phases for an entire year to pass by. Naturally, retreats happen after every single turn. If an army has been conquered, he has a chance to retreat. And spring, after spring passes, autumn comes up, and once you're done with the autumn turn, then it comes out a new year, and a build phase comes up. That's if you captured any supply centers. Now I'm going to go to the maps to explain supply centers and how they work. Let's say we were Egypt. We have an army, 2 armies in Memphis and Thebes, 1 fleet in Alexandria. Now, if you move the fleet to from Alexandria to Cyrene, you're obviously going to be in that territory. But if you move Cyrene to Leptis, it's the end of the autumn turn once you're done moving to Leptis. That means Leptis becomes your country, but Cyrene does not. Want to know how? Because you need an army or a fleet to be on the territory that a supply center is on at the end of the autumn turn. So from autumn going to spring. For countries without supply centers, you can move to it at any time, and it'll turn your color once you get on it. They don't really matter, it's just some cool color thing. Yeah, it does look really cool when you own almost every single non-supply build center on the map. It just looks really cool. Okay, enough of that explaining. Now time to go on to the maps. There are 3 maps in Webdiplomacy, possibly more coming out later. But right now, there's the Ancient Mediterranean, which holds 5 players, and there are 5 countries: Rome, Greece, Persia, Carthage, and Egypt. In this map, every country gets 2 armies and 1 fleet. Placed so everything can be fair, everything is nice and well balanced, all that. Once you control 18 supply centers, you win the game. Of course, you can always draw, but I'll get into that at the very end of the video. My advice on this map, C is a little bit important, but it's more important. Actually, no. Disregard that. The C's are very important. Now, we get into classic Europe. This is the classic very first map of Webdiplomacy. In this map, there are 7 players. There's Russia, Austria, Turkey, Germany, Italy, France, and England. Every one of these, well, actually no, it doesn't exactly work out so easily in this game. France, Germany, Austria, Italy, and Turkey. They all start with 2 armies and 1 fleet. England starts with 2 fleets and 1 army because they're basically surrounded by sea. And Russia, since they have 4 build centers, 2 armies and 2 fleets. And this one also requires 18 supply centers to win. Supply centers or build centers, doesn't matter. Next, World Diplomacy. 44 required to win, and there are 17 countries. I don't want to name them all. Just remember 44 to win, and I suggest C's are very important on this. Well, that's all the time we got. Ebian out.